Welcome to Third and Long. Mike Lownsbrough, Reggie Begelton. We're going to talk a little different football strategy today because we want to find out a side of Reggie that a lot of us have never heard of. We know what you can do on the field. You can catch a ball, and you do very well. You can dress rather nice, despite hanging around Dave. But let's have a little fun. We'll play a game called 7 Questions. I'll ask you these questions. You tell me the best of your ability. What is the biggest learning experience coming up to Calgary, Alberta, and playing for the Stampeders that you've encountered so far?
Well, me growing up in Southeast Texas, typically when you hear Texas, you think about heat. So the biggest thing I had to overcome was finally playing in snow. And that was I was actually really nervous about it. I didn't know if my body could handle it. But when I finally did, and I understood, this is my job, this is what I chose, you better be able to handle it. And I was able to get through it. Okay,
so you've got through the snow, you've got through a Grey Cup. The experience has continued to mount, so there's nothing holding you back now.
No, not at all. I have the experience, I know what to expect. Now I'm just trying to hit it running.
While we were getting ready, you told me an interesting story, how you got back into football. You took a year off, you got into a bit of a funk, and a job came along in a different element altogether, and it taught you mental toughness. Tell us that, because it was a fascinating story.
It did. Growing up, I never thought I would be in a cubicle, an office job. I've always been active. And then when reality hit, I finally, had to put my big boy pants on. And I got this job called Universal Coin and Bullion, and we sell precious metals over the phone. And one of the biggest things that we did there, work started at 8, but my particular group, we started at 6. We had 2 hours of mental training because when you're on the phone all day, you take a lot of no's. And those no's can really alter your thinking, your mental capacity. It makes you want to quit. It makes you want to go somewhere else. And through those mental sessions, I understood it made me mature as a man and realize that, at the age of 21, 22, you're giving up an opportunity that a lot of guys who have my capability wish they could do again. And I've kept hearing in my ear, you're going to regret this at 30. You're going to regret this at 30. So I decided, I'll give it another shot. And look what it got me.
You think you've heard a lot of no's. You should have seen my dating life. So carry that over now. How does that relate to football? I mean, the mental toughness. I mean, now it's take us through how you prepare for a game and what goes through your mind during a game.
Well, the other thing about life is that you always go through adversity no matter what. So, and it applies to sports as well. It's not going to go how it's written on paper. Something is going to go wrong. So what do you do to come back from that? And let's say I fumbled in the past. What do I let that put me on the bench, or do I come back from it? And that's typically how it goes.
You don't fumble much.
No, not at all.
We have a motorbike over there, a Harley bike. I asked if you rode, and you said no because your grandma would kick your butt.
Oh yeah,
Tell us that story.
Yeah, my grandma always said if I had a motorcycle, that's what we call a killer cycle. Actually, she called it a killer cycle. She had an axe waiting for it.
You want to test the fate of a grandma?